Well, William Shakespeare was born in 1564 and died in 1616, which is of interest partly because it makes him an exact contemporary of the Chinese opera author. Tang Xianzu is an exact contemporary of Shakespeare. He was likely to have been born 10 years or so before Shakespeare, but he died in exactly the same year, 1616. And I suppose you can say that in the two cultures, the Western culture of Shakespeare and the Eastern culture, let's call it that, of the Chinese author, they were equally eminent, equally prominent. Shakespeare became the most celebrated author of his day, made some considerable money. He began as an actor, he became a playwright, and really made his name. Tang Xianzu also, of course, had great success and wrote operas, which I've seen one scholar recently say, now the father of all Chinese operas. So there are parallels. And the Peony Pavilion, which is Tang Xianzu's most famous opera, has a storyline, a plot line that is almost exactly parallel to Romeo and Juliet.
But soft, what light through yonder window breaks? It is the east and Juliet is the sun. With love's light wings did I o'erperch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love can do, that dares love attempt. Therefore, thy kinsmen are no less to me.
For this sudden wander through the garden's spring beauty, I applied only a little powder to my face. Please permit my gentle embrace while we slumber. Where could it be that we have met before?
Well, it's very exciting to have so many Chinese people here to help us to celebrate Shakespeare's birthday. And I was amazed to discover only recently, in the last sort of year or so, how important Shakespeare is in China. And it's wonderful to have that connection with China. And this weekend it's going to be so great to see the streets of Stratford animated with a dragon dance, with the opera company that are coming, and to see the performances, not just of Shakespeare, but also of China's great writer, Tang Xianzu. Because of all the tourists that come, and we know about 5 million people a year come to Stratford, about 800,000 of those visit the Shakespeare houses, but all of those visitors coming to Stratford, spending money in the shops, in the cafes, the bars, the restaurants, attending events at the theatre, going to see shows at the theatre, all of it sustains the economy here.
It's quite a moment for the delegation who represent their greatest playwright, the Shakespeare of the Orient, to be visiting the birthplace of our greatest playwright, William Shakespeare. And hopefully the relationship between that part of China and here in Stratford-upon-Avon will grow, and we feel that our role is that within Stratford-upon-Avon, the jewellers can be quite a focal point for cultural moments, and jewellery is a way of marking moments in people's lives.
I mean, what could be more special than to bring together the Chinese culture and the culture of the UK to two tremendous authors, Tang Xianzu and William Shakespeare, who in their own times were writing great historical legacies that have transcended the years. And here we are today on Shakespeare's birthday, welcoming Tang Xianzu's descendants. The Chinese value education and family above everything else. And with regards to education, they teach in a very different style to the way that the English do. I think we have an awful lot to learn from Chinese people, but they actually have an awful lot to learn from us. Their opportunity to experience teaching and learning in the UK, and particularly to come to the school where William Shakespeare learned as a small boy, it really does bring education together and to life in today's terms.
Which we just never yet, and we're staying by.
our understanding of Shakespeare through the minds of young people is vital to Shakespeare interpretation. And I'm sure it's equally the case in Chinese opera that wonderfully conservative form, in some sense, in that the tradition is passed very much from generation to generation, nevertheless is being renewed now as we speak through the training of new young performers.
Thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do is to welcome back all of the performers that you've seen this afternoon.
Certainly for our performing arts students that have been performing here today, you know, they're seeing a different type of culture, a different type of performance, so it's going to be magnificent for them. The world is a small place, and I know it is a small place. I myself have been to China on 5 or 6 occasions, and you know, this area already does a lot of trade with China, particularly supporting the higher value motor industry over there and so on. So the linkages between us around here in Coventry and Warwickshire and China are going to grow and grow, and it's massively important that we do develop some shared cultural understanding.
上次来主要是演出比较匆忙，这次呢，特别是今天下午看了安文学院的这个整个一个教学的一种理念，它的一种对文化拓展的这样的一种方法，使我深受教育，我觉得非常好。
He was very impressed by the college because he has this time to understand more about the vision and strategy of the college. He feels that he learned a lot about how college has been contributing to the culture development and partnership with the international partners. He's very impressed.
感觉非常好，对斯特拉福德市的文化、教育、旅游都做得非常棒，值得我们学习。
He says that he had a lovely trip to Stratford-upon-Avon. He was very impressed by the vision and also the development of Stratford-upon-Avon's culture, education development, and also the travel tourism. A lot of things that they can learn from Stratford-upon-Avon.
Building this link with China and reinforcing the importance of Shakespeare globally through the World Shakespeare Festival as well this year will help to make sure that Shakespeare is the #1 literary author in the world and the world's best loved writer.
Shakespeare will remain. I'm prepared to put my bottom dollar, if I had any dollars, on that.